opportunity knocks for Sunderland over in the Championship as they won on New Year's Day, as the rest of the top four all dropped points. What am I talking about? We'll tell you all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match number 26. That's right, in the Championship, as Leeds did drop points on New Year's Day, with Sunderland closing the gap to just 2 points between themselves and the top two spots. What am I talking about? We'll tell you all about it in a second. If you knew where you've been, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, smash the old subscribe button. You want to stop shop for Championship, Blackburn Rovers, world football, all here under one rooski. That's right, Leeds remain top, Burnley are in second, but who of course is in those playoff slots? We'll take a look at that and more in a second. Big shout out to the members, you know who you are, and a big shout out to the Patreons, you know who you are. What we're going to do now though is revisit those New Year's Day games, bring it bang up to date with the Super Brew, and then look forward to the next round of matches. Sit tight, hold on, here we go. Alrighty then, folks, let's take a look back then at New Year's Day matches, and there were some surprises, most particularly at Ellen Road. We'll get to that in a minute. Plymouth, 2-2 draw against Bristol City. Of course, Plymouth are now managerless. Wayne Rooney is no more. Looks like it could be Steven Schumacher coming back. I don't know. Meanwhile, QPR with a monstrous win over Watford. 3-1 win over at Loftus Road. Millwall under matey boy Alex Neil. I don't think he was in charge for this game. We'll see. But they did lose to Oxford under Gary Rowett. Big win for him. Burnley and Stoke was a 0-0 draw. Of course, Stoke now have Mark Robbins at the helm. He was out of work for like 2 seconds. Snapped up by the Potters there. Cardiff with a 1-1 draw against Coventry, as predicted. Meanwhile, Leeds United and Blackburn ended up 1-1 in the end. What a lastminute.com saving grace it was for Danny Bart. Giving Rovers a share of the spoils. Meanwhile, Luton Town did lose to Norwich. Goodness gracious me, I don't know what's going on wrong there. Portsmouth with a 4-0 win over Swansea, showing their home form being a key to their success. Sheffield Wednesday with a 4-2 win over Derby. West Brom with a 3-1 win over Preston. Not sure who they're going to hire either. West Brom still looking for a coach. Hull City with a 1-0 loss to Middlesbrough. They are down there in trouble. And Sunderland with that all-important victory over Sheffield United to keep themselves in the top two race. Now, the playoff, the situation at the table looks like this, guys. Leeds are top of the table, 52 points for the season. Burnley can go top with a win this weekend, hopefully not, of course, and Sheffield United also could go top with a win, depending on what goes on elsewhere. Sunderland could get in the top two with a win, and hopefully a little luck elsewhere. And then, of course, it is Middlesbrough and West Brom currently in the playoffs. Rovers tumbled out at the expense of that Middlesbrough victory this past weekend. We do have a game in hand, though, over the likes of Borough and West Brom, but we've got to win what's in front of us first. Plymouth are going down. Cardiff are going to join them, and Hull City at the moment will be going down in what could be a very heavyweight relegation zone. That's right, because I think Hull and Cardiff should not be there. You would imagine Oxford, Portsmouth and Plymouth realistically to go down on stature, really. But anyway, that's the tail of the tape right here, right now. But of course, it can all change very, very soon. This is the link to the Super Brew, which I'm going to bring you bang up to date with right here, right now. Here is the latest developments over in the Championship Prediction League. Clash of Man with a 15-point haul this past week. Memphis in second spot with 11. Then Jamie Kirkley doing absolute bits in bronze with DJ Horn as well. Durkee Boy hopefully Rovers is back in town. Nice to see it. I think I just caught myself there. Didn't I see myself? Anyway, I don't know where I am. I did pretty shit, I think. This is the thing at the Wooden Spoon. I'm in there somewhere, hopefully. Did I get my predictions in? Hopefully I got my predictions in. There I am. 8.5. Ain't too shabby there for me. What about the leaderboard? The leaderboard looks like this. It is KP21 kicking ass and taking names. Alex Weller is in second spot. Then Newton Abbey is in bronze. Look at this. I'm in 8th. Sexy Home's in bloody 7th. What's that all about? UK in CA is in 5th, though, as they move up to 1 spot to number 5. As you see your name in there, please smash that like, smash your subscribe. So we're looking at this. If you see your name in there, we're talking about a good, clear 126 years. There should be 126 likes on this video, guys. There should be 126 likes on this video. If there isn't, make sure you smash that like to get us closer to the target of 126 likes. Anyway, next round of games are right around the corner. There's some big bad boy bangers in here, including the top of the shop there, right there. It is Blackburn, it's Burnley, it's coming at you. And Ewood Park. Sit tight, hold on, here we go, guys. It's talking about it's the East Lancashire Derby. It's Rovers, it's Burnley, goodness gracious me. And it's coming at you at Blackburn this weekend. That's right, Blackburn under John Eustace without a win though in the last 4 matches. Bit of a blip in the old radar right here, right now. They are 7th in the table, 39 points for the season. Up against Burnley, 2nd in the table, 49 points for the season, but back-to-back draws themselves. They're coming at you. Played 16 times since the year 2000, just 5 wins for Rovers, 6 wins for Burnley. There's been 5 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Burnley back in April 2023. However, we did draw with the Freaks over at their shithouse venue back in August 2024. Rovers on the back of that 1-1 draw against Leeds. Burnley on the back of that 0-0 draw against Stoke. It's actually been back-to-back games without a goal for Burnley. Also 3 games without conceding a goal for Burnley heading into this one. 11-5 is your Rovers, 6-5 is your Burnley, who are favoured here. 12-5 is the draw. It's one of those guys, of course. Form, stature, everything in the table goes out the window on this one. You know what? If we were played this game a month earlier, I think we would have a better chance. Of course, without Travis, without Pickering, big losses for Blackburn Rovers. And a bit of an experimental lineup it was against Leeds with no Campbell involved. So there's some question marks that need to be said for Rovers in this one, and we'll cover that with a preview and everything else on this game. So if you want coverage of that, this is the place to be. But spoiler alert, I'm going to go with a draw here, unfortunately. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. It does smell like a draw. Burnley have not conceded or scored many goals. Rovers can be a bit stubborn at the back as well. It does smell like a 0-0. But this is a derby, folks. There's going to be goals in it. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. In the end, of course, let's get that out of the way. Let's talk about the next one then. Stoke City up against Plymouth Argyle coming out of the Bet365. That's right. Kevin Knucklekeevel is the governor right now at Plymouth right now. He's the temporary coach. Stoke, though, under Mark Robins' first game for him in charge. Back-to-back games, though, without a loss for them under Shawcross, who was temporary coach. They're 19th for the table, 26 points for the season. Up against Plymouth, winless in, I don't even know, last 10 matches. They're 24th for the table, 19 points for the season. They played each other 11 times since 2004. 4 wins for Stoke, 2 wins for Plymouth, 5 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue, it was a 3-0 win for Stoke back in April 2024. They also played each other this season at Plymouth. It was a 1-0 win for Stoke, who've done the double in the past 2 matches. Back-to-back clean sheets against them. Stoke, though, on the back of a 0-0 draw against Burnley. Back-to-back clean sheets for Stoke. They've only scored 1 goal in the last 4 matches, though. Meanwhile, Plymouth on the back of that 2-2 draw at home to Bristol City. The odds for this one, though, 20-13 on is your Stoke, 7-2 is your Plymouth, 7-2 is also the draw. Stoke City winning this one, 2-0 win under Mark Robins. That's right. New manager bounce. Swansea up against West Bromwich Albion. Now, there was talk of this. The coach for Swansea, Luke Williams, being a favourite or candidate for West Bromwich Albion. Not too sure what that's all about, if that's true or not. But anyway, they're locking horns at the Swansea.com stadium this coming weekend. Swansea under Luke Williams as of right now, 50% form for them, 1-3, lost 3 over the last 6. Up against West Brom, 58% form for them, just 2 defeats in the last 6 under Chris Brunt right now. Back-to-back games without a loss. 6th in the table, 39 points for the season. And they played each other 28 times since 2008. 14 wins Swansea, 10 wins for West Brom. Has been 4 draws between the two sides. However, the last 4 matches have gone with the hosts, whether it's in Wales or at the Hawthorns. It's gone with those sides there. Swansea, though, on the back of that 4-0 trumping by Portsmouth. Last time they're on the road, though, they picked up a wins over Luton and QPR in back-to-back home wins. West Brom, though, on the road, a bit shitty. Haven't picked up a win in the last 3 matches. They drew with Sheffield United, they lost to Derby, and they lost to Watford on the road. The odds for this one, Swansea 29-20 for the victory, 9-5 is your West Brom, 23-10 is the draw. It does feel like it could be a draw, but I think I might be leaning towards, leaning towards a draw. It's just one of those. I think West Brom will continue. If they continue with Chris Brunt in charge, they will not lose this game. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but I think they'll grind something out in the end. Meanwhile, Bristol City against Derby, coming at you also on the 4th of Jan. Liam Manning's Bristol City, 10th for the table, just 1 defeat in the last 6, 30 points for the season. Up against Derby under Paul Warne, 3 defeats in the last 4 matches, 17th for the table, 27 points for the season. They either win fucking brilliantly and do Derby, or they get trounced on. 30 times they've played since 1993, 9 wins for Bristol City, 14 wins for Derby. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at Thrashton Gate was a 1-0 win for Bristol City back in December 2021. Bristol City have won 3 on the spin against Derby at this very venue, but they're coming into this on the back of a draw against Plymouth. Derby did lose to Sheffield Wednesday most recently. Their away form is not the greatest. Just 1 draw in the last 3. That's the highlight. The odds for this one, Bristol City 10-9 on for the victory, 16-5 is your Derby, 23-10 is the draw here. I think I'm going with, what am I, did I say 20? Yeah, 23-10. I'm going Bristol City here, of course I am. 2-0 win in the end. Sorry, I skipped through that one pretty quick. And that one, bloody hell, what am I doing? Meanwhile, Leeds go to Hull City. That's right, coming out of the MKM Stadium. That is right. Hull under Ruben Selles, 42% form for them right now. They are 22nd with 22 points for the season. 2 wins of the last 6 matches. Up against Leeds, Daniel Farker, unbeaten the last 6 matches, top of the table, 52 points for the season. They played each other 22 times since 2005. 5 wins for Hull, 10 10 wins for Leeds. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Hull, it was a 0-0 draw back in September 2023. Leeds did beat Hull at the Ellen Road back in August. Hull on the back of that 1-0 loss to Borough. Leeds with a 1-1 draw against Blackburn most recently. The odds for this one, Hull are 9-2 for the victory, 20-11 on is your Leeds, 60-5 is the draw. Going with a 3-1 win here for Leeds United. They'll take the 3 points, smooth the chains, and remain top of the pops no matter what goes on elsewhere. Meanwhile, let's go to Middlesbrough as they take on Cardiff. That's right, Middlesbrough well and truly on track for a playoff push. Michael Carrick's boys unbeaten the last 5 matches, 5th at the table, 40 points for the season up against Cardiff under Omar Ritza. 33% form for them right now, back-to-back games without a loss. 23rd at the table, 22 points for the season. They played each other 26 times since 2008. 13 wins for the Borough, 11 wins for Cardiff. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at Riverside, it was a 2-0 win for Middlesbrough, who've won 4 on the spin against Cardiff, both home and away. They're coming into this on the back of that 1-0 win over Hull. Back-to-back clean sheets for Middlesbrough right now. Cardiff on the back of that important point against Coventry, most recently. Back-to-back games without a loss for them. The odds for this one, Borough are 20-11 on for the victory. 70-4 is your Cardiff. 60-5 is, of course, the draw here. We're going to go with a 3-1 win for Middlesbrough. And, of course, that will, of course, keep them well on track for the playoffs. Norwich City up against Coventry, coming at you at Carrow Road. Jonas Tollop's Norwich, 50% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 3 matches, 11th in the table, 33 points for the season. Up against Frank Lampard, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6, just 1 defeat in the last 5. 14 for the table, 29 points for the season. And they're coming at you, have played Norwich 31 times since 1993. 15 wins Norwich, 7 wins Coventry, 9 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at Carrow Road, it was a 2-0 win for Norwich back in February 2024. Norwich are unbeaten against Coventry over the last 6, picking up 5 wins and just that 1 draw. Norwich on the back of that 1-0 win over Luton at Luton. Coventry with that 1-1 draw at Cardiff. And of course, last time I played at their own place, it was a 0-0 draw. So their away form is not the greatest, is Coventry. Look at the last 3. They've only picked up a draw in those last 3 matches. The odds for this one, we are looking at, what are we looking at? Norwich are 30-10 for the victory, 90-10 is your Coventry, 5-2 is the draw. I'm going to go with a Canary victory here, 2-0 win. I think it's just more settled at Norwich right now. Frank Lampard's still up in the air and yet to really get his teeth stuck into the job, and I think he's still a question mark rather than a tick in the box, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, Preston up against Oxford. Already, you would think Oxford got tick in the box with Gary Rowett. Up against Preston, who have got a very big tick in the box in Paul Heckingbottom. 60 for the table, 29 points for the season. 2 defeats at the last 6 games, though, for Preston. Up against Oxford, who've won 3 on the bloody spin. That's right, 9 points out of a possible 9. They are 18 for the table with 27 points for the season. Now, they played each other just the 1 time. That was, of course, in recent times anyway. It was a 3-1 win for Oxford at the Kazam back in August. Preston, though, on the back of that 3-1 loss to West Brom. However, at Deepdale, they are something else. Back-to-back wins over Hull and Sheffield Wednesday. Oxford on the road. Yeah, they picked up a win on the road last time around against Millwall. Which Oxford will show up here? Will it be the Gary Rowett Oxford? Will it be the Des Buckingham Oxford? The odds for this one, 6-5 on is your Preston, 10-3 is your Oxford, 5-2 is the draw. Regardless, I think the Gary Rowett Oxford shows up here, but I think Preston will come out on top with something. 0-0 in the end, point in the bag. Rowett will continue to see what to continue the progress with his boys, and maybe just enough to stick around in the division. Next up, Sheffield Wednesday up against Millwall, coming at Hillsborough. That's right, Sheffield Wednesday under Danny Rolls. Boys, 58% form for them right now. They are kicking ass and taking names right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 5, 9th in the table. Of course, up against Millwall under Alexander Neil. That's right, 25% form for them right now. 13th for the table, just 1 win in the last 6. They played each other 23 times since 2001. 8 wins apiece and 7 draws. The last time they played over at Hillsborough, it was a 4-0 win for Millwall, that's right, way back in November 2023. Meanwhile, Millwall did beat Sheffield Wednesday also 3-0 this campaign back in August. There's a lot of goals in this game recently anyway. What about 4-8, 5-9, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, 4-8, 10, 13 goals scored in the last 4 matches between these two sides. Sheffield Wednesday on the back of that 4-2 win over Derby. Millwall, back-to-back games now without a goal. Drawn with Coventry on the road, losing to Oxford on the road as well. The odds for this one, we're looking at what are we? Sheffield Wednesday 21-20 for the victory, 5-2. Yeah, Millwall 12-5 is the draw. I am going to go with a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday. They look good right now, and that win could actually get them very close to the playoffs, if not in it already. Watford up against Sheffield United, coming at you at Vicarage Road. Watford under Tom Cleverley, 42% form for them right now. Just 1 win in the last 4 matches. 42% form for them right now. 8th at the table, 37 points for the season. Up against Sheffield United, Chris Wilder still at the helm. Three matches without a win right now. Third in the table, 49 points for the season. Last time around, though, over at Vicarage Road, it was a 1-0 win for the Hornets back in August 2022. However, they also played each other this season at Bromwich. It was a 1-0 win for Sheffield. Now, not many goals in this game. In the last 4, there's only been 5 goals scored, with the last 3 matches resulting in a 1-0 win either way. But it seems to go off more often than not with the home side. Meanwhile, of course, Watford on the back of that 3-1 loss to QPR. Sheffield United losing to Sunderland in that top of the table crunch clash there. The odds for this one, 70-10 is your Watford, 6-4 is your Sheffield United, 12-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a victory, though, for Sheffield United. They'll bounce back, and they'll bounce back in contention to get their year finally off to a winning movement. Meanwhile, into the final couple here, Sunderland against Portsmouth. What a game this will be. What a turnout. Of course, it gets its own day, Sunday, the 5th of Jan. It's a stadium of light. Sunderland are ready to breathe. 4th for the table, 47 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Portsmouth under John Mousinho, 2 wins in the last 6 games. They played each other 31 times since 1993. 11 wins for Sunderland, 12 wins for Portsmouth. There's been 8 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Sunderland back in January 2022 in League One. They've also played each other at Fratton Park this campaign. It was a 3-1 win for Sunderland, who've got back-to-back wins over their visitors this time around. Sunderland on the back of that 2-1 important win over Sheffield United. Portsmouth with a 4-0 win over Swansea most recently, ringing in their ears. 2-1 on is your Sunderland, 5-1 is your Pompey, 7-2 is the draw here. Sunderland should win this one. They should. But there could be a bit of a banana skin if Portsmouth get the first goal. But I'm going to go with a 3-0 win. Sunderland should do the job in the end. And then we go to London. That's right. QPR against Luton. All eyes on this one on the week that starts, of course, the build-up to FA Cup time. QPR under Marty Kufientis, just 1 defeat in the last 6, 50 for the table, 29 points for the season. Luton up against with Rob Edwards still at the helm, just 1 win in 5, 20th in the table, 25 points for the season. And they played each other 21 times since 2002. 11 wins QPR, 5 wins Luton, 5 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue in the league, it was a 3-0 win for Luton back in December 2022. They also played each other at Kenilworth Road this campaign. It was a 2-1 win for QPR. QPR on the back of that 3-1 win over Watford. Luton losing to Norwich most recently. In fact, they haven't won since the big derby at Kenilworth Road back in the 20th of December. The odds for this one, 29-20 is your QPR, 15-8 is your Luton, 11-5 is the draw. I think I'm going with QPR on this one on Monday night. No, I've gone with a draw, sitting on the fence. I've chickened out. 1-1 in the end. All eyes on this one. Maybe just that sort of game. But that, my friends, completes my picks. And don't forget to get your own links in there with your predictions and all that kind of jazz for the Super Brew. We'll bring you bang up to date when we return, which will be after the FA Cup madness. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, we're done.